And welcome back to the Complete Idiot's Guide to Stationeers with 54 Bear, the Complete Idiot. Here we are back on the moon. I went through, did some mining, did some basic extra building, and to be honest, the footage was so boring I didn't upload it. I figured I'd just do a quick final showcase of my little manual starting base. As mentioned, I've got the permanent beacon up on a tower, so it's a bit more visible. Added a few more bits and pieces, a few more panels to the solar array, so that gives us a little bit more. Didn't do anything really much to the atmospheric processing. There is some stuff that I was contemplating doing, but to be honest, it skirts on getting heavier into the automation, and I didn't want to do that in this series. This was really just designed to show what you can do with a starter base and the starting equipment. The only tricky thing, in my opinion, is mastering the smelting, the Widowmaker here. Figuring out how to make Invar, Constantan, solder and Electrum. Pressing F1, you can click on ingots. It will tell you for each individual alloy what ingredients you need, what the pressure range is, and what the temperature range is. You can experiment with how many oxides and volatiles you need. You just really need a way of venting the furnace out. Other changes I've made, I replaced the volume pump with a turbo volume pump. We've got my UI back on. This allows you to specify which direction you want the pump to work, as well as working a lot faster. The base volume pump goes from 0 to 10 litres per tick. This one goes from 0 to 100. That's still downgraded by a factor of 10 from what they used to be. This thing used to work at 1,000, and the regular volume pump would go up to 100. But that's when the pipes had a much bigger capacity. But the pipe capacity has also come down by a factor of 10, so I guess everything evens out. That one's full. Let's fill these up. These Tier 2 bottles, I painted them purple because these are the ones I'm going to be using to power the pneumatic mining drill. You certainly don't want to be adding that to your suit. Also using the same canisters, but filled slightly less because these may be used in the base. They may warm up a little bit, and you don't want them getting to a point where you become a walking bomb. Inside the greenhouse, nothing has really changed. Expanded the number of trays, just so we have a few more. A greenhouse of this size, using, I don't know, there's about 20 trays down there, provides more than enough oxygen for you to breathe off of. It doesn't require a huge amount of water. The water tank is with those two radiators. Sorry, one's there, one's down there now. Provides enough of a heat sink to stabilize the temperature in the, so once you get the temperature established or at the level that you want, having the water tank in here with a couple of radiators is going to mitigate the solar energy that the greenhouse absorbs through having so much glass. Haven't done any more and will not do any more with this failure at a simple self-regulating air conditioning type cooling system. It can be made to work, I just haven't figured it out yet. It's easy to do when you throw in enough logic chips in it to actually control things, but I was looking to get something that is largely self-managing, within the constraints of what temperatures you need, and Yeah. They say a little knowledge is a dangerous thing, and I'm a living example of that. I think I know what I'm doing, and it turns out I don't. So I will investigate that more later. Not really going to do anything more with this save. As I said, the intention was to just show a manual starting base. Everything on this base is manual. Everything is, with the exception of the turbo volume pump and the heavy mining drill, everything is available before you print up the tier 2 printers. It's a good way to get started and to learn the basics of the system. My design, if you can call it that, is not really much of a design at all. From an aesthetic point of view, I like the mess. I think messes, especially with pipes, are it's one of the main reasons I like the game. I like the idea of thinking, oh, okay, you're on the moon, you've built this thing, and now you need to get something from A to B. Yeah, I could take out the tools, dismantle it, and then rebuild it over this side if that's where it needed to be. But I think it's kind of cooler and sexier just to run pipes where they need to go. I like the mess. There are other YouTubers out there. I mean, there's a Dutch guy, Byname, Bynamme. I'll put a link in the description. Definitely check out his channel. I mean, he does some beautiful design work. And Mick over at Evil Cows, or Cows Are Evil, he does some phenomenal stuff. Not so much on the artistic build of the structures, but of the logic and the systems that go into it. You can learn a lot from him. My video explanations here, they're really meant as an introduction. I'm watching those two guys and I'm continually learning stuff. I would thoroughly recommend both of those. There are plenty of other good YouTubers out there that are looking at, or who produce Stationeers content as well, but those are the two I would recommend to get started. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm not going to be coming back to the moon anytime soon unless there's a popular request to do so. I'm going to leave the space as is, and I intend to get started somewhere else. Either it's going to be Mars, or more likely it's going to be Europa. Mars is, to be honest, just as easy as the moon. It has certain advantages. You have a starting atmosphere, means you do have to worry about storms, but you don't have to worry about room temperature CO2. You just harvest it during the daytime and you get an unlimited supply. Solar, yeah, you can get away without having 2-axis tracking, but 2-axis tracking, as I showed in the other video, is not hugely different from this. It just requires a few extra chips and being a little bit more careful with the positioning of the solar sensor. Europa, on the other hand, is much more of a challenge. Solar power, yeah, you need the 2-axis. You do lose out during the daytime to having the sun go behind the planet. That can be a challenge, but the main thing is the intense cold. It means you, unlike here, where I have not so much a base, it's really just a platform. And you're living in your spacesuit. It's not really a realistic approach. Most people like to have things in a base that's atmosphere controlled and everything else. On Europa, you really don't have much choice. If you don't, your batteries just won't last, and you really do need to have everything built inside. So I think that's where we'll be next time. Hopefully, I will see you there. 54 Bear is signing off.